Hi, it's Erin Press and Matt Clifton from Rain and Horn Bathurst with a market update leading up to the end of 2018. Matt, the property market's been a hot topic at the moment. Can you shed some light on what's been happening?
That's right, Erin. Look, there has been a lot of talk about property. It is the hot topic, particularly in the media, and to be honest, it's been a bit of a whipping boy for the media. A lot of doom and gloom, which I think really translates to the capital cities, primarily Sydney and Melbourne. We've got to remember that over the last couple of years there's been huge growth in those areas, and only 12 months ago there was the same doom and gloom about property prices are too high, they can't be sustained. Well, that's correct, they can't be sustained, and as part of a normal property cycle we've moved from a seller's market, a strong seller's market, into a buyer's market. But what's happened is, because of the Banking Royal Commission, it's accelerated that process. So instead of having what's called a balanced market between buyers and sellers markets, it's moved straight into a buyer's market where there's an oversupply of property and prices are falling.
Right.
Which is typically what happens. There's no doubt there is a credit squeeze on there because the Royal Commission. Banks are much more cautious about their lending. They're acquiring more information from lenders, and that's not a bad thing. And the big thing is people don't want to panic about their property at the moment. It's just part of the cycle.
How does this translate to the Bathurst market?
So this is something that frustrates me, and I'm trying to get through some positivity towards people. The Bathurst market and a lot of regional centres are totally different to the capital cities. We had good growth over the last few years, but certainly not the same sort of growth that they've been having in the capital cities. So at the moment, for example, of the 9 suburbs that have been surveyed, 6 of those suburbs have had positive growth for this financial year to date.
Right.
And only 3 have had negative growth, and that's only minor by a small amount. So it's really quite positive here.
Right. What about the impact for investors?
So this is a really important thing. It's something that's quite amazing to me. I've been in Bathurst for 30 years and have been very much involved with property management during that time. And in those early days, in the early 90s, around leading into Christmas and January, we had vacancy rates over 10%. At the moment, the vacancy rates are sitting under 2%. That's the lowest they've been in 30 years.
Right.
So if you're an investor, what that means is there's upward pressure on rents, which means rents are going up. So it's a great time to be investing in Bathurst, and we need to focus on the positive rather than on the negative, which is coming out of the media, and I think perhaps panicking people unnecessarily. Finance is taking longer to secure, but if you can secure that finance, there are some great opportunities out there. If you're not in a situation where you need to sell and you're quite comfortably covering your mortgage and don't feel pressured to take any action that is unnecessary, property prices will continue to grow long term. People need to remember property is a long-term investment, not a short-term investment. So,
and you've obviously seen these variations over your over 30 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been in real estate a lot longer than that. Over that time, there've been peaks and there's been troughs. Many of them in the time that I've been in real estate, and we have the same conversations when the market starts to fall, and then we have the same conversations again when the market starts to rise.
Right.
There's no doubt that for young people in the capital cities, it's difficult to get into the property market, and that's a really tough situation.
Yes.
The Reserve Bank has talked about perhaps another drop in interest rates. Well, that's a good thing for first home buyers,
young families,
and that's exactly right. So not all negative news. It's I just want to try and put a positive spin on things. I'd just like to finish by wishing all our clients and customers a very happy Christmas and all the best for a very prosperous year in 2019. Thank you.